Hello, hello. Fixing that there. What up? Let's see if I can put this chat thing over here. Oh, I can. Look at that. Holy moly. Ooh, that's pretty cool. I can just. How's everyone doing, by the way? Yo, first let's just let everybody get up in here. Oh, well, we ain't there yet. Hold on. Let's go here. And let me get a couple clicks, a couple clacks. A little bit of some. All right, y'all. Let's let some of y'all come in here. It's a Friday, so maybe y'all doing stuff. Hair's a little bit of a mess, but it's all good. It's all good. So today, just a little a curiosity of mine is these potential outliers. With very few people, certain problems can arise, and with those problems, there's nobody to guide anyone. And I don't want to be anyone's guide, let me tell you that. But I would like to enable them with some information that would potentially make them a little bit better in their life. And with that, we're going to go over a couple things. Today, we're just going to see a lot of people don't even know what Candida is. It's extremely interesting. The microbiome in your guts has been very understudied until this past 20, 30 years. So with the increased focus on the microbiome, there's been more light shed on Candida, probiotics, prebiotics, stuff like that. Well, kratom happens to slow digestive motility down quite a bit. Now, this is good for people with IBS. People with IBS report to actually have their symptoms very much taken care of. So it slows the digestive motility down and they get to return to that normal pooping schedule instead of just dropping deuces. So IBS, if you don't have it, from what I understand, is it's like gas, pains, and triggers. Like when you gotta go, you gotta go. Like it's not, there's nothing stopping it. So kratom slows digestion down. So I thought, just like with the diabetes, right? There's the other side of the coin because some people use kratom for insulin management. So just like diabetes, there's the reverse. So some people use it for lowering your blood sugar. Well, just the reverse, opposite. Some people that have low blood sugar get into a hypoglycemic state with kratom. So, in thinking that way, considering there's two sides, there is the good side and the bad side. Just like in digestive motility, you have the same concept. So you have the people that get a slowed down digestion, but then you have the people that are already slowed down. The digestion is already slow. So what happens when the digestion slows down even more? So with that thought, I decided to look into digestion and stuff of that matter. So I pulled together a couple Reddit posts that were pretty interesting. And I found a lot more than this. I found more than I thought I would. So there is seemingly a there's a much more Candida accusations among Kratom users than you would think. So let's go take a look at those. A lot of people don't know what Candida is. We'll go ahead and, you know what, let's go ahead and just get the quick version of Candida, right? Let's just get the quick version. What's Candida? What is Candida? Explain to me like I'm 12 and explain all the kinds of Candida and symptoms. All right. So now Candida itself is the ninja, man. It's a real ninja. You really don't know, like Candida albicans right here, the different types of Candida and their symptoms. Let's go ahead and bing. All right. Candida albicans, where it lives, mouth, throat, intestines, skin, everywhere. Basically, Candida can live everywhere. It's pretty nasty stuff. Skin infections, red itchy rashes, often in warm, moist areas like armpits or groin. The vag, yeast infections, gut issues. This is what we are focusing on today. Gut issues. Even though Candida can really thrive and survive in many situations, it's quite robust. And when you slow the digestion down, Candida apparently has more time to operate and thus overpopulate if you have that environment. So your stomach has acidity and alkalinity. And depending on the balance of your acidity and alkalinity and the population of your microbiome, which is bacteria, good and bad, fungus, good and bad. So all these things are all living inside you, and they're all doing things that depend on its environment. So just like kratom, an environment creates a strain. The Candida, that's not just like kratom at all, but the environment enables a strain per se of Candida or a bacteria. So it all depends on if you have these issues prior. So if you had Candida prior and you took kratom, it makes sense, if you didn't change your diet, that you would get more Candida, because you're slowing digestion down. You're not doing anything to distract or kill. You're not doing anything to stop the Candida or the bacteria overgrowth. I mean, we could also speak on bacteria overgrowth. So the digestive motility has slowed, right? And now it's all dependent on what you have inside you. Now, when we're talking about Candida, you can have all of these. The most popular Candida is Candida albicans. That is when you see your tongue, it's white. So if your tongue is white and it's a little cheesy, a little curdy, that means you have, you potentially have Candida, or you just need to brush your tongue. But on top of that, you can have it on your skin as well. So there's a couple of them. There's this glabrata, tropicalis, propolis, cruci. Let's go with glabrata. Mostly lives in the urinary tract. So okay, this Candida is responsible for for the urinary infections, UTIs. Oh yeah, this. What was the herb that I heard that fixes that? Was it oregano? I don't know. Was it? Oh well. Can affect blood, skin, and organs. So tropicalis. This is a serious one right here. Candida tropicalis, parapsilosis, skin, nails, and blood, and cruci, often found in the mouth. Okay, it says how to keep candida in check. Eat a balanced diet, plenty of vegetables and fruits. Kratom is a fruit, right? A vegetable, excuse me, not a fruit. Avoid too much sugar, processed foods. Can feed on that. Keep good hygiene. Brush your teeth. All right. So now we got the whole gist of what candida is. So now let's dig into, is there anyone that has had candida and that has blamed it on kratom? So 2 years ago, would kratom make my candida worse? Hey guys, so I'm supposed to go to a party this weekend, which I usually avoid because I cannot drink at the moment. I want to try kratom instead, but I am worried that it could make my candida worse, as it seems literally almost anything can. This golden path says, my candida issues got really bad during a period that coincided with me using kratom regularly. There were other factors at play, so I'm not singularly blaming kratom, but I think it probably contributed. There are lots of stories on our quitting kratom of people's immune systems being jacked up during heavy kratom use. Granted, if you're just talking about single use, that's not the same ballpark, but something to be aware of. So this person claims that kratom did it. Now this is in Candida. It's not in a kratom Reddit. It's in the Candida one. So it's interesting that somebody uses Candida, but we found out the other day that about 1 in every 30 to 35 people in America use kratom, which is wild. I still don't believe that though. So this person, PD in love, right? My daughter's 25-year-old boyfriend was super healthy and got into kratom for 2 months. And now his brain wiring is totally effed. Okay, so this is just, let's not go over that one. Where's the other one? Anyways, well, let's go to the next one. That person was just spraying kratom. We ain't doing that, right? So, thrush. Has anyone else got thrush in their tongue from kratom? I have had it a lot since kratom. I went to the doctor for a few times and had some tests done for many possible things that can cause thrush. Everything was negative. I would toss and wash kratom powder, but since I've been tapering to quit, I've switched to capsules so I can measure doses more accurately. This person says, nope, I got the same thing from kratom and actually saw a doctor over. It was so bad. Looks like effing green fuzz on your tongue. They said it's not thrush, but they didn't know what it was really, but they said it was definitely from the kratom. That sounds sus. Super sus. Doctor gave me a medicated mouthwash to use and kind of worked ever since I stopped the sludge. Mine's white. It's definitely thrush. Oh, if it's white, then yeah. So these people got thrush, which is the Candida albicans on the tongue. I had issues with thrush, bleeding gums, armpit, while on kratom. As others said, I believe it's fungal related and made way worse by sugar. I haven't had any of those since I quit, and that is even when having some rough stretches diet-wise. So I think the kratom didn't cause it on its own, but helped facilitate it. Okay, so now we're getting a couple of we have some outliers. These are the outliers. I am not saying that kratom does this to people. I'm just saying that people have experiences, and this is why I like to do these videos, because experiences can help people prevent bad experiences. And the only way to do that is to have somebody feature them. So I'm going to obviously get people mad because they're going to think that you can't make, okay, but sugar, because there's so many diabetes and people are dying all the time and nobody's stopped eating sugar. So y'all just chill. Everybody's going to be fine. So anybody getting oral thrush or a yeast infection from kratom, I have a white tongue, have had it for what seems like years now, currently tapering, so I'll be off soon, hopefully. I did some research. At first, I was freaking out because I thought it might be cancer or an autoimmune disorder, but I read about quite a few other people that got this from kratom use. My guess is that it's changing your gut biome. All that powder can't be good for it. Well, I would say, if you're predisposed to a gut biome that has certain microbes in it, and you do slow down motility, like I said, then you will create an environment for those little microbes to overpopulate the area. Be it good, be it bad, be it whatever. All dependent on how you started off. Water break. Water break. So, all dependent on what you got going on first, right? So, this person said, I quit kratom a little over 2 years ago. I used it for about 14.5 years. Also, noticing some thrush issues during that time. Well, even 2 years out, I still have thrush and other yeast issues that will not resolve. Due to suspected urinary tract yeast issues, male, which started about 8 months ago. Okay, so I'm not going to go over this. I have a ton of autoimmune. So this person's just jacked up. Bad immune system. Kratom obviously is not going to, it's not going to be a plus or a minus, I believe, in that situation. It might be a small net positive or a small net negative. We really do not know. What's the chat about? Who's out there? Yo, anyone? Nobody. Everybody's gone, probably. They don't want to know about Candida. That's all right, because this is going to be in the search results. So that's all. People do need it in the search results. So, let's go over the next one here. Actions of opiates on the gastrointestinal function. No, that's not a downloadable one, so can't really do that. All right, so this one's effects of yeast. Oh, this was they gave kratom to goats, but it wasn't for a human study. It was for digestion for the ruminant animals. So there's that. But here we go. Day 18. Here's one. Kratom destroys your gut biome. Some people end up with Candida infestations. I'm sure other bad bacteria can also thrive in the absence of the good. If you got off kratom and started eating clean, taking a probiotic or med supplements, it could trigger a die-off of bad bacteria, which causes side effects if your body doesn't flush it fast enough. One of them being anger or rage. That's interesting. I've read about this stuff. I've never heard, I imagine. So what I'm thinking of, right? After we just went over this for a little while, I might run a different one here soon. A little bit more kratom related as well with my pictures. But to summarize, your microbiome is filled with little bugs. Those little bugs are different for Billy and different for Susie. Susie's little bugs can grow a certain way, and Billy's little bugs can grow a certain way. When you slow down your digestion, now your little bugs grow that way. So it gives an environment for those things to grow. So this is pretty much a solid case in my I'm an OBGYN nurse, so the vag yeast stuff is right up my alley every day, all day. PTS with yeast and BV infections. That sounds I don't even know how to react to that, because that's like that just sounds. I can't say it sounds good and I can't say it sounds bad, because you do a good job. So it's like, oh, that is one for the living right there. Oh, why didn't you show up on the thing? Boom, there we go. All right. So, and babies. So, oh yeah, for sure. Oh yeah, because you're OBGYN nurse, for sure. Babies, yeast infections, and all sorts of, a lot more vaginal stuff than wiener stuff, probably, I would imagine, right? Because that's all. You can't. I'm not even going to go into that. It was an original thought at first, but then it got to like, wait a second, of course not. That's stupid. But I might come back with another stream here in about 30 minutes on a different topic. I did want to just get this out because I saw somebody else was interested in it. So my take, if I was going to give my take, let's just summarize it again. Let's see if I can summarize it for the clip at the end here that I maybe can throw on a short. So your digestive motility is gonna slow down with kratom. If you have the bad bugs and the good bugs in there, no matter what, they're gonna struggle. And when it slows down, they're gonna grow. So if you got more bad than good, more bad might grow than good. And if Candida's in there, it makes sense that kratom could could basically, I don't want to say that because I don't want a clip to say kratom could cause that. It doesn't cause it, so I'll just not clip that. But I don't have any way to say that, so I'm going to have to think about that a little while, and then I can just record that later. We get a few rainbows. Oh, maybe I'll come by tomorrow. I'm gonna keep coming until we get more and more people here, and then keep this topics rotating, keep it a little bit better. I might come back with another. I've only been on for 22 minutes. That's crazy. You know what? Maybe I should just switch topics because I'm already on. Y'all want to talk about something else other than Candida? Because the Candida thing is pretty legit. I believe that kratom will in fact slow down your digestion enough for Candida to grow. I don't think that it causes it. I think it's you have it and then it helps, and whatnot. But I think I need to just refocus again, be way more prepared, have cooler stuff. I just want to keep getting out here just so y'all see, have a place. I would love to hear you talk about some of your favorite collectors in your collection. Well, I would say my favorite right now is purely therapeutic. It's actually a string dried. I do not have it listed yet because it was expensive as balls, but it's a string dried mixed with, it's just such a weird thing because I'm a green leaf type of dude, but it's a string dried, vein separated, but I mixed it with a really high in alkaloid white vein. Not even a white vein, it's a white kratom, so it's a little pale. I don't think it's vein separated. I think the person just actually harvested the leaves from the bottom near the closer to the stem you get. It's actually more alkaloids from the root system. It's more robust in alkaloids. Supposedly, I don't have my own kratom tree and my own alkaloid machine, but that's what they say. Yes, heavy metals and bacteria. Bacteria and yeast. The heavy metals is one that you can, it's in everything, but you can minimize it by just making sure that your grinders are good. If you have new grinders, it's just like the ones that they use at the flour factories. There's also some techniques that you can use as well. But the bacteria is, and the fungi, there's actually an easy, capable test that you can do just like a farmer or food producer can do for $36 per sample. It tests all the bacteria and fungi. So it's like, it's extremely better, in my opinion, than lab testing 10 grams for 500 kilos. So, and this is really the reason why that's crazy, is because we need to make things cheaper first and foremost, because there's really no, I mean, like, you're not going to find me agree, because I know how the alkaloids are one thing, bacteria and fungi is another thing, right? I personally haven't seen, when I get a sample to personally test before I purchase it, before I do anything, there's some other things that come along with it. There's vetting, there's question, there's their labs, there's all sorts of things, right? But I get the product and I try it. It's just me, right? And then I buy it. Try it, I buy it. Try it, I buy it. I have my people, they try it, like it, I buy it. But I have had over 1,200. See, it's all dependent on how you source, really. It's the questions you ask, the way you ask it, and what you demand. A lot of people aren't demanding things. Now, I'll go over my questions right here. Let's just go. So this is the questions that I asked. This is why sourcing is so important. When you're dealing with small batch kratom, it's impossible to get a full panel on 100 harvests. So you have to have systems involved. If you have the potential for on-site microbial testing, great. If you have pre-labs, great. Pre-labs are their labs. So you can have double labs, which is their labs, your labs. You can have double labs that are full panel, which is their full panel, your full panel. There's plenty of ways to go about it. But when you're dealing with small batch vendors, so 6 kilograms of string dried leaf, right? 6 kilograms. So how am I supposed to offer that to a customer if I only have 6 kilograms? Am I supposed to get a full panel on that? So you have to have the ways that number one, I have small batch advisories on all that stuff. On everything small batch is a small batch advisory. It is within it. There's a place for people that want full panels and a calm mind. That's good. But if you want small batch, small farmer's market. If you want to go to the farmer's market and buy your lettuce, that's the farmer's market. So I have 6, my favorite collection right now, my favorite is a string dried red that does everything I needed to do therapeutically. It's not as mood boosting, but it's long lasting and it's therapeutic. But let's go over some of this stuff, shall I? Here we go. Boom. Let's go over some of this. So these are the questions. How many harvests do you sell from, right? So let's just put 1. I should change up my questions there. How long have you sold Kratom? These are my first questions, my first ones. These are the first questions from my harvest people. How long have you sold Kratom? If this is a new person, blah, blah, blah. How long have you used your current shipping agent? Very important. I'm giving secrets out to some of the vendors out there. Are you a farmer, a seller, or wild kratom hunter? This is another thing. If you're a farmer, you're more likely to have large plantations, full panel. If you're a seller, that's where you don't really want to do business with them because they are that third party. Wild kratom hunter, you do want to if it's real, because nobody does that, and when you find it, like the string dried person, it's kind of really rare. So do you work for a large kratom group? So there's a couple. There's some battles going on in the world on large kratom groups. So it's pretty interesting, actually. So I have my opinions on that, and I'll keep them to myself for now. Later on, I might bring them out. Would you deliver your product to downtown Pontiac? Because that's where I source, check it, ship it. So I'm getting it from everywhere. I have a person, and then they, boom, fire out. List all the areas of harvest. All right, that's the name of the areas of harvest. How old is the grinding machine that you use? You basically want to stay within this. If you stay within 1 to 5 years, your heavy metal situation is probably going to be good. And you want pictures. You want videos. When you're dealing with small batches of 6 kilos, you can't get a full panel. You can, but you're talking about that's just ridiculous. So that's why I have the small batch advisory. If you want to take that risk with 8 years of clean, 8 years of no deaths, 8 years of no sickness, that's why the reputation really stands tall, because of these things. When you harvest, is the leaf harvested when needed, or is it harvested on a regular schedule? It's very important. That question is extremely important because it tells me a lot about the seller, his needs, the harvester, and his needs. So that's one thing that I'm definitely going to be always looking at. Do you manage, what's that? Why is this on? Do you manage the harvesting of your leaf? So does this person manage the actual harvesting process? It's extremely important. I don't really want to deal with the third parties. I want the person that manages the harvesting. If they don't, I want the person that's like in charge of like everything, basically. Other than that, like, you really want to narrow down these questions. How many kilos does this area produce every year? Now, this is important because there's certain numbers that I have. There's certain numbers with certain areas in a certain size that I like, that seems to produce and seems to be realistic and reasonable. So when they go outside of that, I know that that's a red flag. So you're talking about 8 years of sourcing here. So there's a lot of stuff that I'm keeping up close to the chest here. How many people source from this area? How many sellers take from that location? And just so you see, this is also in Indonesian, because that's who fills it out, right? Please select what type of harvest this is. Please select the source type, area 1. Like I said, I'm a small batch collector. This is extremely important to reiterate, because I am not purchasing 500 kilos of one type and send in one little 10-gram sample to get labbed. Sometimes I'm only getting 2 kilos of one strain, like legit. That's what the string dried. I got 2 kilos of red, 2 kilos of green, and then 2 kilos of the stems that are red and green. It's the stems are red and green. It's not red and green blend. I'll show you the pictures too. Did you learn about these effects back in 2020 when you had some self-issue? I've read up on this in the past, and it's a good reminder. Read up about what effects? About the Candida? Elaborate. I'd like to get a little bit more elaboration, my friend. But yeah, I would definitely like to dig into that comment. So, select what type of harvest, just kratom in general. Oh, okay. You learned about. Well, I have been chasing my health. I used to be a very, very, very in shape person. They used to call me Joe Fit in my hometown because I used to be running everywhere. I was in the gym. I was doing all sorts of crazy stuff, high intensity training. And then it just kind of stopped. I look good because I'm on keto and I'm basically a carnivore. If I wasn't, then I wouldn't be looking like that. This is just because keto and carnivore is that great of a diet. You can eat. I do intermittent fasting and I eat keto and carnivore. That's basically what I do. My meals are really just I fast all day until 5 o'clock. I cook dinner and then I eat rotisserie chicken from Sam's, $5. I do it all the time. I smash this thing. Rotisserie chicken. I have raw cabbage, and then I fry up in butter cabbage, broccoli, and Vidalia onions. I make a fresh pico, and that's about my meal right there. Hot sauce. Boom. Hardly no preservatives. Actually no preservatives unless you get a bad hot sauce. And I sometimes don't have the hot sauce because you got the chicken. And the chicken just tastes good. And I got a way to reheat rotisserie chicken that is off the chain. But yeah, I recommend everyone try to go into ketosis for at least 6 weeks. Your brain gets smarter. You just start getting, your thoughts are clearer. And it combats, there's another little side effect, not even side effect, thing that I've looked into over the years. Because like I said, I've been haunted by these autoimmune problems. And the doctors couldn't figure it out. They still can't. You know, but through this strict diet, literally eat the same thing over. And you know what? At night, I eat avocados and I eat them. It's a pudding. I make an avocado pudding. It's the best dessert I've ever had in my life. I promise you, if you like avocados and you like vanilla, it is so good. It is so stupid. I use stevia and erythritol, organic erythritol and stevia and avocados and natural vanilla extract, a little bit of salt. Man, I'm telling you, 4 avocados. Tonight I'm going to eat 5 avocados. I'm going to eat about 1,200 calories of avocados. I can only do up to 25, 26 hours. A good experience to go through. Yeah, man, run it, dude. Run it, dude. Get yourself into ketosis and just see what goes down, dude. I've seen so many people, like, their whole brain chemistry changes. They start flipping. They think that they have something wrong with them. And then all of a sudden it's gone. Like my wife, she didn't have really any kind of skin problems, but she would sometimes have a zit here and there. When she went full carnivore, her face looked like it was just like it was so smooth and it was crazy. I mean, she's a beautiful face anyways, but it was just wild what it did. Gastrointestinal issues kind of cleared up. But I will say that you got to drink water and take magnesium especially if you're taking kratom, because it will slow down your butthole and you will not be able to go poopy that much. Gut bacterial benefits too, for sure. For sure. I'll probably end up going over this in a whole video because it's super long though, but it's interesting. It really is interesting to see how I source. And I really, when I have time to get it all together, I want to take you through actual messages from people and what I was thinking and how I sourced it. Like, this is what I'm thinking. This is what homeboy did. Then I just want to get the exchange back and forth, show you the screenshots, show you the exchange of pictures or something, and just tell you, like, show you how I've sourced from, like, I've spoken to thousands of people, man, over 8 years. Like, it's crazy. When I go back and I look at it, it's crazy. It's wild. And then I'll do a whole video on this because it's long, and I really want to dig into all these things, really. So that's going to be pretty cool. Maybe. But nah, this time I am out. I just got to come more prepared. I just want to get a whole bunch of people in here at one time. Like I used to have a good amount of people. So we're going to get them people in here. So hit that like button if you can. And then we're going to start talking, and I really want a back and forth interactive type of situation. That's what I want. I've noticed that when I don't eat enough fiber, I haven't gotten backed up. 1 cup of oats after workout with some vegetables. The oats are good. I can't eat oats. That's sad living. Oats mess me up. There's a lot of stuff that messes me up, man. I can't eat. It's so long on the list. I can't have no nuts. The ones that I might be able to like dabble in, yeah, I'm gonna show you, Cam. I got it. There's so much more on this application, but it's so long. I want to go through each reason why. But back on my nuts. I mean, back on not being able to have nuts. Back on what? Back on not being able to have nuts. Yeah, no nuts. I can't eat. I can eat all meats, but the fats, the heavier stuff that are if I eat too much because I overeat, if I eat little bits of meats, like not even little bit, like a man-sized portion is what I'm talking about, a little bit, but I get, because I eat one meal. So, well, I eat one meal and then I eat again. So I have to eat a massive amount of food, and if I eat a whole bunch of like bacon or beef fats, it messes my digestion up. I got to eat that in like regular meals, but I don't do that because I intermittent fast. I eat chicken. That's what I basically eat now. I eat chicken and eggs. I smash chicken and eggs. I don't remember the last time. Well, it was recently. I had bacon like a couple weeks ago. I might have some bacon this weekend. Now that we talk about it, I might have like a bacon chicken wrap. Yeah. But I might make myself, or well, I might ask my wife to make me some mayonnaise. She makes some really good mayonnaise with avocado oil. That bargain for the chicken is a steal. Dude, it's $5 for a rotisserie, 3-pound rotisserie. My family, we get 4 of them, dude. Especially, I cook all the time, but lately I've been super busy, like really, really, really busy. We get 4 of them for $20, and that's because we eat multiple proteins a lot of times. So that's like a protein that's already ready to go, and then you can just throw on a burger. You can throw on, whatever, some bacon, and you get it done. Or go to a fast food for a chicken sandwich and pay $10. Yeah, it's crazy when you think about the fast food situation. Any fast food compared to like grocery stores get more expensive, but when you compare it, it's really like you can go to the grocery store in Maine and get like a $2 like pizza dough and get $1 sauce and go to Walmart and get $4 pound of mozzarella. Actually, go get 2 doughs, get 1 big sauce for $2, so that's like $5 for the doughs, and then you get $2 for the big sauce, so $7, $4 for the mozzarella, and you have a little bit of olive oil. And now you have like $11. You got 2 bomb huge pizzas that are just off the chain when you go high heat. Even if you have a pizza stone, so good, so good. Yeah, that's making me want pizza. I'm getting hungry now. I'm talking all this food. Super hungry. But we're gonna this was second. This is the third time I said bye. But y'all, I've got a lonely life. No, I'm just joking. We'll come back to this. I might be on tomorrow before my fights. What time does the fights? What time is the UFC? ESPN Fight Center. Let's see what time is the UFC tomorrow. The UFC is at 7 o'clock tomorrow. So I might come on around 5. Might come on around 5. It's a crazy looking card though, but all right, y'all. Come back tomorrow. Hit that like when you ever see it. When you see that like button. I'll see you later.